Hello everyone and welcome to the Simply Synergist webinar. Hope that you're all okay and I hope that you've all settled in nicely after Christmas and well into your 2019 now. Thanks ever so much all for joining. I'd like to start by introducing exactly who we are and also introducing Synergist, the project management system, to you. So we are the agency Works. We're the implementation partner of the system Synergist. We not only implement and train people how to use the software, but we also work very closely alongside of our clients to help them achieve their goals, whether that be help them to forecast accurately, whether they want to increase visibility that they can then take action on to do things such as growth, or perhaps they want to do things like reduce over-servicing. It may be that they're looking to reduce time spent on admin. It may also be that they want that type of visibility where they're able to see which clients that they can grow, which clients they perhaps are over servicing on, and is there anything that they can do about that. So it's, as mentioned just now, it's not necessarily a over-the-counter type product. It is a product where we do work very closely with our clients to help them to achieve their goals. Some of those areas that I've just mentioned are quite popular ones amongst our clients. So I'll be focusing on those today. So we'll be looking at things like how we can reduce over-servicing, how we can get nice and accurate forecasting. We'll also be looking at what type of visibility the companies that we work with are hoping to achieve. And not only that, but it's all well and good getting that visibility, but then we'll also look into what do we do with that visibility? How can we make positive strides within our businesses with that type of visibility that we have access to. I'm just going to, before I get into the system and start showing you around, I just want to release a quick poll to find out if any of you are using systems. It would be really useful if you could just answer one of those things there. I think we've got yes, other PM systems, yes, a number of different tools. If you're using Excel, if you are using manual paper-based, or if perhaps you're using a built in-house system, it's always really useful to know what we tend to find more and more often because of how the market's changed and how businesses have changed, is that we do get a number of people using a number of different tools. I'll also be discussing one of the benefits of having everything in one place, like Synergist. So that's brilliant. I've got lots of answers there. So thank you ever so much. It looks as though quite a few of you are actually using a number of different tools. So as I'm going through, I will focus on some of the benefits of having everything all in one place. So just to quickly summarise Synergist for you. This is one of our dashboards. Today, I'm going to be showing you some of the reports. As mentioned previously, I'll be looking at the forecasting, so new business side. I'll be looking at managing jobs, estimating, scheduling, and I'll also be, as I'm going through all of that stuff, I'll be looking at things like how you can reduce over-servicing by using the system. So Synergist is a full project management system. So you've got everything from your estimating, quoting, scheduling, your resource management, so your capacity planning, all the way through to your invoicing and your management reports. So having a nice smooth process in place is very key if you are using just one system for all of that, to ensure that the reports that you're pulling are nice and accurate, but also to ensure that you are reducing time that is spent on admin as well, which is obviously a benefit of, again, having a system with everything all in one place. So the first dashboard, there are 3 dashboards available within the system, 3 official dashboards. There are other dashboard type views that we'll look at today as well. But the 3 official dashboards are your sales dashboard, looking at your new business, your forecasting side of things. You've got a management dashboard, which I'm going to show you after this one. And you've also got, for every individual in the business, whether they're a timesheet user or a full user, you've also got a personal dashboard. So in this sales dashboard, I want to actually start by looking at this report here, because I think it's a really good starting block of using any system. So what we're looking at here is the number of available hours you actually have to sell within your business. So if you have things like utilization rates, utilization targets in place, it may be that you want to do that associated to them. If you don't, because of the way that we work, the consultative approach. It's something that we can help you fulfill, so we can help you to build those utilisation targets into the business. We're also then comparing, are those hours being sold? I think if you're looking to grow, or if you are looking to increase visibility, this is an amazing starting block to see, are we actually selling first, before we look at anything else, are we even selling the hours in which we have available? It may be that actually you're selling way more hours in that you have available, in which case we can start going further into the system and looking at, excuse me, sorry, looking at, okay, well, where are those hours being sold? It may be that we have particular areas of the business in which we're selling loads and loads of hours for. We may have other areas of the business where we aren't selling so many hours, in which case can we balance it? Or perhaps we need to take on some more resource types in that particular area. It just gives you, as mentioned previously, not only the visibility, but also the ability to then take action with what you're seeing in these reports. Another quite useful, or not quite, very useful pie chart that I've got here, the funnel that's in front of us here, sorry, is the pipeline. So if, say, you haven't sold the number of hours in which you have available within a particular period, it may be that you look here and you say, okay, well, actually, we have got some that we're in negotiation with. Let's try and get those pushed through into verbal commitment, and let's try and get those down the funnel so we eventually sell them. If we're seeing here, we've got loads and loads that we're in first discussion with. So how do we get those into negotiation or verbal commitment? It's a bit like a health check, really. So overall, what have we got coming in? Another area that I'm going to show you after I've gone through the dashboards is actually your opportunities list. So an opportunity within Synergist is a job at quote stage, and how you can get really nice, accurate, what values coming into the business, what capacity can we expect to come into the business. Not only that, but what are the chances of actually winning that business as well? So it makes the reporting really, really nice and accurate. If you have targets within your business, whether that be against your handler, your clients, or perhaps your teams, you're able to put those against there. I've just got them set to clients, and then whoever is the handler for those clients, you can see they've got a target, so you can track those. We've also got billings forecast. So this is another benefit of having everything all in one place, is against your jobs, you can say, okay, so we've got a job for £10,000. We want to bill 50% of that at the end of January. We don't want to bill the remaining 50% of that actually until the end of March, because this project is going to span across the 3 months. Therefore, we want to do 50% up front and then 50% at the end. You're able to do that. One of the benefits of doing that is, one, exactly, it's more accurate for your cash flow forecasting, but also for your the finance team to be able to say, right, okay, we need to invoice these jobs in these months and this amount. This is how much we've got remaining. We can see we're planning to build the remaining amount in whatever month it is. So again, that's really, really key. And this is a bit of a health check to make sure that's all going smoothly. There are further reports that will give you the information that I've just mentioned there. So your next dashboard here is your management dashboard. This, again, is a bit of a financial, I'm just going to pop some dates in there for you. This is a bit of a financial health check, along with, to be honest, a bit of a business health check overall. So what we're doing is we're saying, okay, what's the turnover, the gross profit? Have we got any aged WIP? So have we got any costs within the system that we've not yet invoiced, or perhaps we haven't written them off, in which case, what do we need to do with them? Could we invoice them? Have we got some time in there that hasn't been billed? Again, you can pull further reports, get that accurate information, and then perhaps, again, invoice it so it doesn't go amiss. Excuse me. You've got another billings forecast here. It may be that you take the opportunities out, so you're just looking at your live jobs and the billing forecast there. You've got your staff utilisation. If you want, you can do this based on the teams. So if you have team utilisation targets, you can look at that. Again, a bit of a health check. How many chargeable hours, how many non-chargeable hours have we got coming through the business? We can include targets within there as well. We can also pull, again, further reports that says, based on the individual, how many chargeable hours do we want them to record, and also how many non-chargeable hours do they have based on their working week allocation. The top clients is looking at who are our most profitable clients in any one period. You can do that based on either turnover or gross profit. That's actually something that I'm just going to quickly mention now, is within Synergist, the reporting is that's probably where, again, having everything all in one place is where the system is really, really great at being able to look at not only your turnover, but you can also look at a lot of the reports based on gross profit or even net profit as well within the system. Even from a forecasting perspective, you can do that based on turnover, gross profit, or net profit. So it gives you a really, really good overall summary. This can be used from a new business perspective as well as a client services type perspective, account management perspective, and also a financial perspective. This one's one of the really useful ones. So it may be that within your business, you've got a couple of clients, everybody knows who they are, you're always doing work for them, but they're not appearing within this pie chart. That might then then you might need to ask the question as to why aren't they appearing within here? If we're always spending time on them, if everybody knows who they are, we're always doing work for them, surely they should be one of our most profitable clients. That will allow you to see that they're not within there, go into further reports, find out why they're not in there. Is it because we're over servicing? Is it because, and if we are over servicing, is it because they're moving the goalposts? Is it because we're not estimating accurately? Is it because they're on a lower rate? You can find out why. So it's all about, again, gaining that visibility and then taking action. Another way from a new business perspective where this is really useful, so where you can, if you're looking to grow your business, then you can start looking at which clients you can grow. It may be that one of your smaller clients starts appearing within here, in which case let's embrace that. Let's look at what services we offer. Excuse me. Let's look at what services we offer them. Could we offer them some other services as well? Let's make sure that we aren't over-servicing or over-servicing as little as possible to ensure that we keep growing this client. So again, not only from a client services type perspective, but also really good from a new business perspective or an account management perspective. Finally, we have our personal dashboard. So this is quite nice for the individuals using the system that may not be a full user to actually look at, well, this is the amount of chargeable time I have. This is the amount of non-chargeable time I have. One thing we do as a business with our clients is we try to make time recording as easy and as simple as possible. So people that are, working those chargeable hours are able to just at the end of the day easily put them in or put them in as they're going, however you guys work. They're also able to gain really easy access to what have I been allocated, and also, like you can see here, how many chargeable, how many non-chargeable hours are required of me. Have I done those? If not, why haven't I? And it may be that you're also using the scheduling tool within the system, which looks something like this, in which case you can see it's a drag and drop, so it's a bit like an interactive calendar. You're able to get the job estimates at the bottom. If I just say get job estimates, it will pull those through. This is also a really, really good benefit of you having just one system with everything in. Because you've estimated within the system, that will automatically pull through here to your calendar. So you can literally say, okay, we've got a job for comic relief, marketing strategy for a summer event. It's a discovery workshop. We need a digital director. This is the due date, and this is how many hours we've estimated. And you can literally drag and drop it on. There's quite a lot of customizability in terms of how you allocate it. And you can ensure that, excuse me, if people are on holiday, you can see that. If you want to move things around, I'll show you now. It's really, really easy. You can go in there and you can make changes to the number of hours that you've estimated. You can put it as a draft booking. Again, there's lots and lots of customizability. We've only got 5 minutes left, so I'm not going to spend too much time on this area. But if your requirements are specifically or mainly around the resource management, please do get in touch afterwards. I'm more than happy to go into more detail on these particular areas with you all. So the next area, kind of jumping back to the forecasting actually, is our list of opportunities. This is a bit like an individual dashboard, some people would describe it as. So people can have their own views set up from a new business perspective, and they can look at potential jobs coming through. They can see when they're expected to close. They can see exactly where they're at with them. And this weighting value is what is the chance of actually winning each of these jobs. All of those reports that I've mentioned, so looking at your capacity, looking at the value coming through the business, looking at the cash flow as well coming through the business, if you do it based on the weighting value, they are always going to be really, really nice and accurate. And we'll set a process in place where people can easily enter this information in order for the reports to be nice and accurate all of the time. You've then got your live jobs list here. Again, another nice looking dashboard for people who are managing their own jobs to, managing their own jobs to be able to come in at a glance and see what jobs have I got on. We can also set up different views here for organisational purposes. You can look at design jobs due next week. I've got my own jobs. If you have a number of jobs associated to one particular client, or if you work on a retained basis with your clients, again, these views are really useful for you. You can see how far through the budget you are. So if we estimated 100 hours and we've recorded 50 against the project, it will show that we're 50% of the way through the budget at a glance there. What we can then do is we can go in and we can say, okay, well, we're 50% of the way through the budget. Are we actually 50% of the way through the job? Because I've just selected one of those to show you that every single job has their own individual card. And on these cards, we've got things like the estimates, we've got our billing plans, we've got our invoices, we've got activities as well, where we've actually got a new Kanban feature that's just been released. So if anybody, again, wants more detail on that, please do contact me afterwards. This is, again, one of those benefits of having everything all in one place is that not only you've got everything for the job all in one place, but having everything for the job all in one place allows all of the reporting to be produced really nicely, quickly and easily. From a reporting perspective, you've got a couple of different areas. So you've got your standard reports, which here, this is just a standard list of those key reports that organisations need out of a project management system, which if you are using a number of different tools or if you are using Excel, sometimes this can be a challenge. So actually pulling these reports from different systems, it's sometimes hard to get all of that data, whereas here it's a click of a button, you've got the reports. As long as you've entered the data, you've got them here. You've also then got your customizable reports here, which is your data view. You can see I've got lots of different examples there. So if you want to look at something really specific, as long as you have the data in there, as mentioned previously, you should be able to pull it from this area, whether that be capacity, whether it be even something like, okay, well, where have our opportunities and jobs actually come from? If you're entering that against the jobs, then you can pull a report on it. Looking at things like estimated versus actual is really popular within here. And you can actually create some nice graphs as well. So this is just an example of a capacity report that I'm pulling just to show you how easy it is to gain that visibility. And then if I wanted to, I could create a chart and that will then create a chart for me. So I'm looking at a 3-month period and I want to see how many hours have been estimated against each of these individuals. That's just a really basic example of the type of easy report that can be pulled from the system. Unfortunately, I am running out of time. Hopefully that's given you a really quick, nice, brief overview of the capability of the system, but also not only of the system, but also the power of having the right process in place to look at things like over-servicing, how you can get really accurate visibility, not only gain that visibility, but then also take the right actions on that visibility. One thing with the over-servicing that I just want to mention, because it's something that comes up a lot with our clients, is being able to identify why we're over-servicing. So we can start looking at reasons such as, is it because the estimate's inaccurate? If that is the case, then we can just update things like our estimated templates. within the system to ensure that they are nice and accurate and we're all, on the same page with those. We can also do things like other clients moving the goalposts. Is it a particular job type, or is it a particular client or a particular resource, or what is causing this over servicing? And again, we can then take action. So I just want to ask a quick question to those of you that have joined, and it's more out of interest than anything else. I wonder if you are currently actively looking for a system, if you are just keeping your eyes peeled, or if maybe you saw us on social, or perhaps you received the email and it just caught your attention. So that's, again, really useful if you could just fill that in. I'll only leave it up for a couple of seconds to get some responses there. And that's fine, I've got lots there, so thank you ever so much. And then finally, if you would like to be contacted about the system, if you just select the yes please, or if you'd rather not, if you select the no thank you. If you select yes please, I can either drop you an email or I can give you a call either tomorrow or next week sometime, and I'm more than happy to go through more of a one-to-one, or it might just be a complete no obligation quick chat. Either way, that's absolutely fine. Thank you ever so much, all of you, for joining. Those of you that would like me to contact you, I will get in touch. I hope that you found it useful, and hopefully we get to chat some more. So go onto our website, join some more of our webinars. They're all free. We've got some about scheduling coming up. Hopefully you'll receive all of the emails if you have done already. And I'll speak to you all soon. Thanks ever so much, everybody. Have a lovely rest of your Thursday and enjoy your weekend.